What's up, guys? Welcome back. Episode 2 of our LSGU build. Now, unfortunately, there's been a big gap or a big step in what's been going on. It's been a bit of a hectic week. I had to have the first 2 days of this week off for a wedding, and we have been waiting for a delivery for something for the shed, which is meant to move everything around. So it was meant to be delivered last week before I went away. It's still not here today when I've come back. And it's sort of left us at a bit of a stalemate with what we wanted to do this week. And pretty much the plan was to have the engine out of the patrol already, but given that we need to move everything around in the shed, we didn't want to immobilize it until after we had this hoist. So now it's already into the second week of this. As it stands, we've currently got a week and a half until this patrol has to be down at Sam at Whitey's wiring to get wired up. So we're running pretty low on time. We're cutting it fine. But in the meantime, while I wasn't here, Rex has got to crack on with this engine, getting things together. I've just managed to catch him as he's putting the sump on so I can show you what's going on. But same old deal, we cleaned it up. Stock bottom end, we've got one of our upgraded rear main plates, upgraded GM rear main plate. Rex has already installed a new windows tray and new pickup that came from Marks Adapters for the GU Patrol. He's just about to install the Marks Adapters GU sump, or the Patrol sump that comes from Marks Adapters. We've used these before. They're awesome. They clear everything. They fit awesome. They're a really good little unit. As you can see, we've got our pickup brace on there. You can see our new single row timing set in there, and our new cam is already installed. I'll go through with you what the cam selection actually was for this thing, and we've painted up the harmonic balancer. Upon some closer inspection after removing it, the actual condition of the balancer was not too bad. It was literally just corroded. That's all it was. So Rex cleaned it up with a wire brush and gave it a coat of paint, pretty it up. The block cleaned up nice enough that we're not going to bother painting the whole shebang. To our surprise, the block cleaned up quite well. So pretty happy with that. And that's what Rex is up to. So we've got obviously our new seal and new gasket on the front timing plate. And Rex is just about to whack the sump on, so I thought I'd give you a sneak peek up skirt before the sump goes on, so you can all see what's going on here. We've also got our heads back here. Our boys at East Coast Engine Centre sorted out these heads for us. We just got them to do a complete service on them, valve service, and we also got them to skim about 40 thou off the heads. So just to get a little bit of compression into this thing, being aspirated, four-wheel drive, baby cam, a little bit of compression. It's a really good combination to have for something that you want to be pretty towy with something that's got a fair bit of weight to push. So you can see here, Rex has already gone ahead and put the dual springs on. He's actually got crap loads done today, smashed through today, which is awesome. So yeah, dual springs are installed. He did our installed heights, didn't have to put any shims in. The installed heights came back good the way they were. So cheers to our boys who did our valve work, that's awesome. So this is the cam that we chose for this particular four-wheel drive, being a manual as well, the 1247 grind off the shelf from Crow. So it is this one here. So it's a 219, 227 with 580 lift on a 112. So nice and fairly tight lobe set, good amount of lift, not too much duration. We didn't want this thing to be, we don't want too much duration. We want a good low to mid range in this thing being a four-wheel drive. So being that only sort of 580 lift is plenty enough, especially with this shorter duration, is no problem for us taking 40 thou off these heads. This should be a pretty good combination to get some good results out of this thing, but still have it a very good touring vehicle and towing vehicle being a manual. So I didn't want to go huge duration on this thing for the simple fact that, it's in a four-wheel drive and it's a manual. The last thing I want is to have a cam that behaves terribly, makes power up high on the RPM. It's not what you want, it's not what you need. So we believe it's a pretty good cam selection for cam choice for what we want to do. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Rex is just getting the sump on now. And that'll be it for tonight. We'll work on getting the heads on tomorrow. Merch do be looking good though. Don't forget, this 2 months giveaway, a Pulsar GDX Gen 2 Turbo, so get on it. Strut it. Oh. New lifters going in. Alright guys, so our LS is pretty much ready to go. I apologise for not getting more content of this going together. It's been a crazy day today. I'm actually building another engine in the engine room amongst a heap of other stuff I had going on. So I've sort of just been getting drips and drabs that you've just seen in those clips there. So I just thought I'd take you through exactly what's been going on. You saw us CC the heads, work out the compression. Super happy with that. Otherwise, apart from that, it's just one of our complete cam kits. So stock push rods, we've got a white box Crow Cams trunnion upgrade in this. Our dual springs, which you saw, heads have been machined and valves all serviced and everything else and cleaned up. You can see that, the cam that we talked about before, plus a new single row timing set, plus you saw our billet girdle for the pickup and our Marks adapter sump and pickup tube. Apart from that, it's just mostly the conversion stuff really. So the only other thing that we did include in this because of the state that the engine was in, which we don't often include in our cam kits, is fresh rocker cover gaskets as well as fresh intake seals, and they are the seals that actually go on the intake manifold that seal to the port. So generally with most engines these are in reusable condition. We reuse these most of the time. They're usually pretty good, not too big of a deal, but given the state that this thing was in and how weathered it was, you know, those seals were all fairly sad, so we actually replaced the rocker cover seals and the intake seals as well. So basically every single seal in this thing's been replaced now. Not only that, but we replaced the barbell, plastic LS barbell that goes in the back of the block with one of our billet items, and these are the new intake seals that I was talking about, so they're actual seals for the intake. Or maybe they're the old ones. We've got the old ones, and obviously our new upgraded rear main plate. So apart from that, we've got our Marks adapters, Marks four-wheel drive adapter for our oil pressure, which is this one here, which is, you know, good that we remembered to put that on before the motor was in the car, which I forgot on the last one in the GQ we did. And also the Marks adapters adapter for the water temp for the cluster. So these allow the oil pressure and water temp gauges in the cluster to work with the stock sensors. Easy as that. And this is our Marks 4 drives adapters air conditioner relocation bracket. So this moves the air conditioning pump closer to the engine, which allows it to clear the steering box, and it also comes with its own new manifold for the pump. And we've also got some complete Marks 4 drive AC lines for this thing as well. Given how much it costs to get AC lines made, even though we can do them ourselves now, when you start to weigh out the materials and the time it takes to do it versus how much it costs to just buy them from Marks, the Marks ones start to look fairly cheap. It's the same as their exhaust system. So currently Rex is just cleaning up another water pump we've got, which is much nicer than the one that came off this, but still in good condition, so that'll go in here. And apart from that, this thing is just about together almost and ready. So with this thing coming together and becoming almost ready, it's just going to be just about time to pull the ZD out of our GU, which you'll see very soon. Got to do a baseline run of the 3 litre though before we go whacking the LS, and it's got to happen. So you can see all these seals are new as well, new just GM head bolts. The customer was thinking about or talking about potentially going supercharger in future. At that point, if we have to, we'll just upgrade the bolts then to ARPs. We didn't really have time to order new bolts and wait for them, for one. For two, it depends what sort of power he wants to make with a supercharger as well. And for three, it's being an LS, it's cam in block design and everything's right there. It's not that hard to just pull them off and replace them later. So we figured we'd just do it with the GM bolts for now and worry about the upgrade later on. What's up guys? Welcome back to the new and improved onsong performance. So, place looks a little different. A lot of you would have seen it in our actual documentations of getting it to this point. We actually made some content on it, so if you haven't seen that, go and watch it. But anyway, back here, this is the rig that will be getting the LS. This is the big GU. It's really a nice car. I'm a really big fan of it. Really clean inside. It's a really nice, tidy GU. So, because of the delay that we had getting this thing here, we are now T-minus 10 days before this thing has to go to wiring, go down to Whitey's wiring to get it wired in. So we've got not a lot of time to get this conversion happening. So anyway, it's the priority of this week is just to get this thing converted and ready to go for next Monday to go to wiring. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, the engine's already ready to go, as you've seen. So to actually just pull the 3 litre out, get the LS in there and get it all ready for wiring shouldn't be a huge deal, provided everything goes well. You know what conversions are like. So got our mighty direct injected 3 litre here, doing our post or pre-run, I should say, our baseline, see what it's making at the moment, just for laughs, so that we can see how much we improve with the LS. Funny story, the alternator actually shut the bed on the way out here. When he was driving this out here, the alternator quit, which is a funny thing. Anyway, the fact is we don't need it, so that's why we're running it off the Falcon, just to get this run in. But obviously we'll be using the LS1 alternator once we do the conversion, so we don't need it in it at the moment, so it's not a big deal at all. So anyway, let's run it up, see what sort of power we're getting out of this big old 3 litre. Keep turning. Yeah. Woohoo! I'm the first one on the new hoist. Anyway, the results. So we did 3 runs in total, just trying to get some heat into the thing. Ended up last run 87.2 horsepower, which I think is not too bad really. Didn't bother hooking up the sniffer or the boost gauge or anything like that. We're not too worried about that really. We just wanted to know how much power and torque it's making compared to the LS. And kind of the other cool thing is now the owner's got a dyno sheet to show someone who may want to buy the ZD, which is cool. Anyway, that's all we wanted to do today. Get this on the hoist, ready to go. And for this week, it'll be flat out attacking this thing, getting it ready to go to wiring.